Compared to any other time in the world, I'd say we have it pretty good right now. We live in an age where information is at our fingertips, quite literally. The answer to any question I have is just a Google search away. Which is why it's concerning when this plethora of knowledge is limited for the members of our society that need it the most, our students. Lately, we've seen glaring inaccuracies in public school curricula everywhere. In 2022, a group of educators in Texas recommended that American slavery be redescribed as involuntary relocation, without any regard for the brutality that enslaved people faced. But often this oversight is in places we wouldn't even expect. The American Pageant, a history textbook that my high school uses, refers to slaves as immigrants, implying they voluntarily came to the United States. Clearly, this is a national problem. Our education system fails to provide historically accurate information that is accessible to all of its students. So today, I'll first discuss the shortcomings of our public school curricula, and then the long-standing implications they can have. Finally, we'll discuss some ways we can ensure a historically accurate public school curriculum that is accessible to everyone. Like I mentioned earlier, historical accuracy remains a concern everywhere in America. Historian James Lowen analyzed over a dozen major high school history textbooks and found incomplete narratives surrounding major events in US history. For example, textbooks frame the chaos of the Reconstruction era as caused by the uncivilized governance of newly freed slaves, but fail to mention how this narrative was created by white supremacists in order to justify the disenfranchisement of Black voters. This kind of oversight and information is compounded by the fact that not all public schools can access the same curriculum. While schools with adequate funding may be able to adopt new resources and curriculum frequently, this change is hard for schools lacking in support. It could be years before they are able to adopt the same resources as their counterparts in higher income areas. This multifaceted issue has far-reaching consequences. Teaching historically accurate information is crucial to ensure students understand the perspectives that surround history and are prepared for the world that faces them, which is why it's critical we fight for a historically accurate curriculum that is accessible to all. So, let's find out exactly how we can start. I'm going to be touching on a few solutions. First, one that should seem obvious. When our student body is so incredibly diverse, we have to make sure the representation for the people writing and creating our instructional standards is just as varied. Currently, the state of California has an Instructional Quality Commission, which requires its members to be either teachers or experts in their field. However, we should allow representation for race, gender, and different perspectives. Let's get the input of parents, teachers, students, and community members. For California high schools, it's mostly local school boards that adopt educational materials. So let's get this happening at that level as well. In addition to this, let's make sure that our curriculum is improved frequently and feedback is collected. When our computer software becomes out of date, we don't hesitate to update it with the click of a button. And although changing curriculum is definitely not as easy, we can adopt a similar mentality to encourage constant improvement with our work. But finally, something that is crucial to even making all of this happen: funding for our public schools. When schools are underfunded, it only exacerbates the problem of inequity and access to information. And although California has taken great strides to ensure that schools receive the funding they need, experts say there is still more to be done. Although these ideas may seem like big ones that could never come to fruition, we can actively play a part in their execution by doing one simple thing: voting. And I mean voting at every level. Elections beyond the national ones we see on TV rarely get any coverage, but are some of the most crucial for implementing change. These are the elections for school boards, city councils, and state assemblies. the elections that have the potential to change our cities and communities for the better, if we participate and get involved. This issue deserves our attention, and we're fortunate to be able to actively play a part. Because when we use our voices to make sure information is accurate and accessible, we create a future generation that embraces different perspectives and moves our country forward. We create a community that we can be proud of.